JT Smith and Meyer here at the Front Office News. The Bearcats lose a tough one today at Nipper Stadium. First nip at night loss, I want to say in the last 10 years, to rival Miami Redhawks. This is the first time the Bearcats have lost in the last 18 years. They had a 16-game winning streak, lost in overtime 31-24. We talked to Coach Satterfield, Emory Jones, and Jawan Briggs after the game, so make sure you guys check out the Front Office News for that. We'll have a recap up as well. But we're going to ask Neil what he felt about the game. Let's talk about the first. We'll go to halves because this was a drama game for the Bearcats. We'll talk a little bit. First half, man, what'd you think? The Bearcats went into the half down 14-13, and they had a lot of opportunities, but they didn't capitalize.
Yeah, so it all starts, right off the bat. I think everyone kind of expected Miami to find a way to get Gage Larvadain involved early. He is the nation's leading receiver in all of college football. After a 8-catch, 273-yard, 3-touchdown performance over UMass last week, he's kind of set the tone there at that wide receiver position and really made a name for himself. But, they should have expected it a little bit earlier that they were going to try to find a ways to get involved. I know that's something we've talked about all week. Scott Satterfield mentioned it as well. And they come out and hit a 80-yard bomb to him on the first play of the game. That's a huge momentum changing, especially in a rivalry game. But the story of the first half was just missed opportunities, I feel like. You get a total of, 4 possessions there in the first half. You get down in the red zone, and you can only get 6 points out of it.
Yeah.
And that was the Corey Kiner 4-yard touchdown run. Brian Threats gets the interception there on the second drive of the game, takes it down to the 8-yard line, and you run 4 plays, and you can't get in the end zone. And that's including a play where they bring in Dante Corleone and Jawan Briggs as extra offensive linemen just to Miami throws up a look where they got to go the counter and go the opposite way, and you come up empty-handed. So, that I was saying it all game, that's the drive you circle right there for the Bearcats. It was a drive early in the game, but you knew just the way it was going that was going to be the drive that could impact this game. And as you look at the final score right here at Nippert Stadium, 31-24 in overtime, if you're asking me, that's the drive of the game right there. You have to find a way to capitalize, even if it's obviously you like 7, but if you can find a way to take the 3 right there, still 27, make that 3-point game, and it's a different ball game there.
True. And then I'll piggyback off you. That's a good one. This is my 3-play sequence that I feel like turned the game or end up burning them at the end. All right, it's a great read by Emory Jones. D. Wiggins is streaking, didn't put enough air on it, misses the play, right? And it's right before halftime, they're down 1. Boom, next play, interception. And that I feel like that completely turned. The positive is, next play, Taj Ward forces a fumble and Dorian Jones recovers it, but they were out of timeouts. And they were on it. Yeah,
the very next play.
It was rough. So on the other side of the field. But if you get that, you hit that touchdown, you go up possibly 20-14, and you get the ball at the beginning of the third quarter. I think that honestly could have got the ball rolling. This could turn into a blowout. But now the Bearcats are licking their wounds as they had their first loss under the Satterfield regime. And in the second half, I feel like the Bearcats started slow, but they struck first. They got down to the red zone again and only got a field goal. And they were up by 2. Miami answers with a couple big plays. I feel like, I'll pass it to Neil in a second, but I feel like the DBs, they were in great position, but I didn't think they got offensive when they were in a great spot. I think they should have, me personally, he should have turned it to the receiver because they were in such good position. They saw the receiver turn around, go for the ball 2 hands, see what happens. But then they got hit for a couple iffy PIs. I think they were PIs. But at the same time, I think they were in a position there where they could have intercepted the ball. And I think that's where it hurt them. It hurt them a lot. You lose by 7. You could have took the ball away a couple times on one drive. It burns you. But those are my plays in the second half. There's a couple other things too. But Neil, give us a little breakdown on the second half as well.
Yeah, second half, obviously, Brett Gabbert had a career night on the ground. 6-year guy, rushed for over 100 yards.
No, 75
yards.
Look at 100.
Career night.
That's an inside joke.
Career night for Brett Gabbert there. And overall, he just did what he had to do with his legs. And, it threw the Bearcats defense off balance. But if we're looking at the second half, obviously missed opportunities there within the red zone really hurt. But I think the biggest one is the last drive of regulation. You get the you get the ball back with about 4 minutes left, and then or it was about 5 minutes left to get the ball back, and then you milk the clock. I mean, it's 4th and 3 or 4th and 7, something like that.
Great fake punt.
Great fake punt call by Scott Satterfield. Shimon takes it 20 yards up the gut, sets himself up. That really kept the game going. I mean, I thought they put themselves in great position to really kind of hit a chip shot field goal, and could have ended it and walked it off right there, 27-24. But next thing you know, they set up for the 28-yard field goal, and Miami comes right through the gut, blows it up, gets a hand on Carter Brown's kick, and obviously it's blocked. We go to overtime, and then the very first drive of overtime, Brett Gabbert takes off for an 8-yard run, and then second play, it's a touchdown up to Wilkins in the corner. And obviously, we talked to Coach Satterfield after the end of the game. He thought there might have been a little bit of offensive pass interference there on that. He mentioned the jockeying of the jerseys and whatnot, so he was really questionable about the touchdown catch and what was going on. But then in overtime, obviously, we talk about the overtime possessions. You have that drive there in overtime. I mean, Scott Satterfield mentioned he was pretty frustrated there. I mean, the drive got stalled after a 4th and 2. They called it a 3rd and 2, right? The 3rd and 2, they call a illegal man downfield from the 2-yard line, so he was a little bit frustrated by that call. Obviously, you're just 2 yards from the end zone, so he was a little bit questioning on how there was an illegal man downfield, but it was called. They picked it up, went back. Emory Jones takes it, gets a first down, then a false start, sets them back again, and ultimately it leads to an interception there at the end of the game on 4th and 2, and Miami gets their first win in the victory bell in 17 years.
For sure, man. It happened. So this is rough, man. This is a rough game. Not going to sugarcoat it. This is not a game that I personally had the Bearcats losing. I know it's a rivalry game. I know this team, they have scholarships too. But this is a game, especially after beating Pitt, I did not expect the Bearcats to come out and be able to be handled by Miami. Especially ahead of Oklahoma. I thought they were going in Oklahoma 3-0 with a chance to really put the college football on notice, but didn't work out that way. It happens. But just make sure you guys check out the front office news, man, because we'll have a lot of we'll have the recaps up. We'll have a lot of opinion pieces up this week. It's going to be a little different. First loss, so we'll go to the drawing board as well. So
we're also going to have a lot of recruiting pieces up this week, obviously. Home game, a lot of visitors, so we're working on some things, and we'll have you guys updated on that aspect as well.
Yeah, for sure. And subscribe to the YouTube page, guys. We're over 400. We appreciate you guys. Let's get to 500 next, man. We're trying to get up to 1,000 is the ultimate goal, but hey, one subscriber at a time. Doesn't cost you anything. Cost you anything but your time. So make sure you subscribe. Let us know. Tell a friend to subscribe. And I'm JT Smith, Neil Meyer. We're signing out.